Broken Hillary goes into psychotic rage in India, finally confirms what she's hidden for months. Former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton can't seem to manage to stay on her toes these days. But when it comes to attacking President Trump and his family, she can run a marathon. And although she is currently on a worldwide speaking tour, she still manages to both attack and slip and fall. After leaving India, where she made a spectacle of herself after showing the world how the person who wanted to be the US president walks down a flight of stairs, Hillary made an appearance on Dutch TV, where she was asked about the possibility of President Trump's daughter becoming the first woman US president. To which she replied the same way she replied when in 2016 she was asked if Donald Trump could beat her. She said, "That's not going to happen." Watch. If you watch a translated version of the interview closely, you can see what Hillary's real issue is. She's just terrified of the prospect of Ivanka Trump becoming the first woman president of the United States of America. And although she might belittle and ridicule the idea, she pretty much knows the threat is real and the US might very well have Madam President Trump sometime in the future. It must be a sad existence having to be Hillary. She is the only presidential candidate in US history to have been beaten by a total outsider who had never held public office before, not even school board. And to top it off, she just can't seem to take her loss with grace and dignity. She is currently on a tour of the world where she has attacked and tried to belittle our president and those of us who voted for him, which in turn has shown the world who she really is. Sad to see that instead of helping advance our glorious nation, she is impeding it. John McCain and Mitt Romney didn't do that when they lost to Obama. Here's some more info as to how candidate Clinton reacted to losing the 2016 election via Breitbart. The mystery of Hillary Clinton, milk carton missing on election night, appears solved. A Tuesday of catharsis for Donald Trump voters turned into an evening of rage for Hillary Clinton. The Democratic presidential nominee, anticipating the post-election reaction of many of her supporters, began shouting profanities, banging tables, and turning objects not nailed down into projectiles. Sources have told the American Spectator that on Tuesday night, after Hillary realized she had lost, she went into a rage, our material reports. Secret Service officers told at least one source that she began yelling, screaming obscenities, and pounding furniture. She picked up objects and threw them at attendants and staff. She was in an uncontrollable rage. The appearance of campaign chairman John Podesta at Manhattan's Javits Center, and the dematerialization of his heretofore ubiquitous charge, perplexed in the first hours of Wednesday. They are still counting votes, and every vote should count, Podesta declared to a sad and stunned hall. Several states are too close to call, so we're not going to have anything more to say tonight. As Podesta recalcitrantly refused to recognize reality early Wednesday morning, Hillary Clinton called Donald Trump to offer congratulations. The juxtaposition of the campaign chairman publicly vowing to fight around the time the candidate privately conceded the election left observers scratching their heads. TRL's reporting indicates that Mrs. Clinton's mental state made it impossible for her to address her supporters on election night as custom requests. So, instead, Podesta gave a rah-rah speech on a boohoo night to cover for the absence of the first woman president, her fireworks, and her victory speech shout-outs to the mothers of the Black Lives Matter martyrs. She is not done yet, Podesta claimed. TRL's reporting indicates that, indeed, Clinton remained far from done. Her aides could not allow her to come out in public, he writes. It would take her hours to calm down. So Podesta went out and gave his aimless speech. I wish we could report on Bill's whereabouts, but we cannot. Bill appeared the following day at Hillary's belated concession speech wearing a purple tie, but, thankfully, no purple marks about his face, suggesting experience dictated avoidance the previous evening. People say they're amazed Bill's marriage survived, TRL noted to Breitbart. I'm amazed Bill survived his marriage. TRL's reporting remains a thorn in the side of the Clintons more than 2 decades after the American Spectator published its Troopergate stories detailing Bill Clinton's escapades as told by his Arkansas security detail, stories that first referenced Paula Jones and pushed the president on the road to impeachment. Nearly 19 years after Hillary Clinton imagined a vast, right-wing conspiracy out to get her husband, the cabal's charter member again relies on the accounts of the Clintons' long-suffering security to unmask the public faces worn by the power couple now out of power. In the 90s, we published several pieces that documented her throwing lamps and books, Tyrrell tells Breitbart. This happened pretty often. She has such a foul mouth that the Arkansas state troopers learned a thing or two from her. She has a foul mouth and a good throwing arm.